dragonfly. Hi, welcome to my tube. I'm Marge. I'm Hail Empath. I just like having these little talks and the way I feel about things. I didn't really put a whole lot of consideration into the time of day and where the sun is when I started this. I always do these when the sun is iffy and it freaking drives me crazy. The lighting. I have a production mind, so. But I also have the ability to just know that things are divine and how they're going to be. It's how they're going to be. So I don't try to get too tripped up, tied up in knots. I've been learning how to tie all kinds of different knots, survival knots. I've done it on and off my whole life. I like knots, ties, all that kind of stuff. I had a good day. I hope you had a good day. I got to meditate to a Rasa Lakasut. I can't. Meditations by Rasa. It's like an hour or 15 minutes. I did like an hour. Hey, Nubbins. The squirrel with the nubbin tail is up there in his little nest. What else did I do today? I did go out in the world. I ventured out. I went down and got some water and washed some rugs at the laundromat. It's just a quick trip. It was a weird day. I don't know, energetically, I wasn't really planning on going anywhere. I did go Walgreens and finally got Mom some nail polish. You know, I never liked doing girly things. When I was a girl, I was a young girl, I was a tomboy. I didn't like that girly stuff, all that makeup and all that stuff, but I like girly girls. So I always hung out with the girls that were into that stuff, so I inadvertently learned how to do it all. But I never did it on myself. I mean, I paint my toenails. You know, I go get a pedicure. You know, I get manicures. I just don't have them all painted. I'm always been a mechanic too, so having your, I mean, it's like, you know, it. Usually, if I can not have grease, I mean, my hands are calloused and stuff. I mean, I don't have. I'm not a. But I like nice things, and I pull off. My toes are pink right now. I painted them today because I did Mom's nails. You know, I thought about that. I'm like, because I filed them and stuff, trimmed them yesterday. She has such nice hands. I have her hand. She always like, oh, I love your hands. I'm like, whatever, they're your hands. So when I was trimming them yesterday, because she's healthy old bird, minus her memory deficits and whatnot. But her nails are so freaking thick, man. So thick. She's a contender, man. She's a tough old bird, so tough old bird verifies. So I went and found some I just go by color, you know, and hopefully it's cruelty free. You never know. I mean, it says things are. I guess L'Oreal, I was wrong. I said L'Oreal tested on animals, and they're, according to the Bunny app, the cruelty-free app, they don't test on animals, so I was wrong. I don't know where I said it. I can't go back and make it right. I mean, so I'm making it right here, and I won't go around saying that they test on animals anymore because I stand corrected. Moving on. So the stuff I got, I go by, because Mom doesn't like the flashy colors. She likes the pinks and the earth tones and stuff like that. And I'm inspired by Unpolished, that show. What's her name? What is her name? It's right there on the tip of my brain. Lexi Martone. Yeah. Yeah, so. What? Yeah, there's fires in California. Yep, it's popping off. Things are popping off. The energy, it's been popping off. That's why I just have been trying to counteract all the negative spark kinetic energy with like, hey Mom, let's paint our nails. You know, that's the shit how you do it. You know, dads can do it with their daughters. You know, it don't matter. Just freaking add love in the world. Just dial out of freaking what's happening. It don't unless your backyard's burning down. If your backyard's burning down, you'd need to handle and address that. And all this shit's everything that's happening in this incarnation is our karma, man. Every freaking thing. We draw the energy, so you can't have fear and faith at the same time. So if you're fearful about shit right now, there ain't no room for faith. There's no spirit in that. So you're going to draw the shit that you're afraid of. You're going to make the stuff that you're afraid of happen. Don't be afraid of earthquakes right now because you're going to make the earth shake. Everything is woo-woo, folks, and that's the thing, is the governments and the powers that be that have tried to cover it up and say, no, that's not real, and they locked people up for years, sedated them, drugged them, said, no, that, schizophrenia, call it schizophrenia, call it what, schizophrenia, call it bipolar, just dose them up. Everybody's full spectrum. People just feel their emotions and other people's emotions around them too. And other people are dirty pervy, and we're finding out more than 51% of the population of the earth has been dirty pervy too. Made some notes. I listened to a talk earlier. I love Dolores Cannon. Sometimes her voice is hard for me because it's so Bueller monotone. But she has such good information that it don't matter. I can just endure, But sometimes and my grandma's from Arkansas, and she's from Arkansas, and some people are just more simple than others, and that's okay too. But her spectrum was not broad. She was not a simple woman. That gifts that woman had contributed to this earth, man. Bridges Burn is blowing in my ear right now, by Paul Otten. If you ever saw Longmire, it's a song on that show. So, some of the notes that I made. Oh, I was listening to Dolores Cannon's talk. That's where I started from. And earlier, that was... Where's my history? Frank's Doing Better from Frank Romanek Jr.'s tube. He had a stroke. I know what those are like. Mom had one. That's why she has memory deficits. She was 38. I was 15. I handled that shit too, man. I've been handling shit for my whole life. Just, alright, let's go. Let's go to the ER, And then the nurses didn't treat her right, so I had to get in their faces. Everyone loves their nurses and stuff, but my experience in life, it's like I get the lower aspects of all the good shit. It's like I get the freaking off shit. I got the shift the night where all the asshole nurses worked, Anyway, the talk I listened to, it was translating the alien experience with Donna Lynn, and it's on the Ozark Mountain publishing channel. And she's a good talker. She talks about her Donna Lynn talks about her experiences with alien abduction. I have my own, but I'm not here to talk about mine so much today. And a bird just came in right there. See, birds, all animals, we just read things by vibe and frequency, Everything's frequency, and if you're chill, and if you put off that energetic vibe that, hey, I come in peace and I'm not here to harm you, animals, kids, everybody breathes energy, What's happened is there's all these energies that say, hey, I come in peace, I'm here to help you, And then it's like, and all these energies, but first you got to do this, this, and this, and this, and people are like, what? Huh? What? Huh? What? And it's just created this cognitive dissonance that is just off the charts, and the control freaks just got really out of hand, but they're going crazy too. That's why I'm calling the talk today an apocalypse story. I just looked up that definition of the word before, just to refresh. I know what the word means, but I don't want to, get online and then think I know, and then I like to verify my information, so I just a refresher here. Apocalypse. I always go by the second definition, because the first definitions on freaking Google is just so stupid. You could tell who's running the show. Because the first one is the complete final destruction of the world, as described in the big biblical book of Revelation. Do you think that really is what apocalypse is? I mean, wow. Come on, give us more credit than that. Second definition is an event involving destruction or damage on an awesome or catastrophic scale. Now, that definition I can co sign with because the pages that I follow on the interwebs, should post things like, you know, where's this guy? I know he did it. Mr. or M4R7 1N963. People are starting to make words and numbers as words, but I'm not going to sit there and try. Anyway, figure it out. So since today is August 13th, so this is an old post. So, well, he posted it 3 hours ago. But these are all the fires and explosions that have happened all over the world. August 2nd, Melbourne fire. August 2nd, California fire. August 4th, the Beirut explosion. August 4th, fire in Iran. August 4th, explosion in Korea, and then the list goes on. And it's the kinetic energy of the planet. See? We're fleas on a dog, understand? And we infested the dog. And we riddled the dog, and we chewed on the dog, and we made the dog uncomfortable. And the dog's waking up. She's about to shake. And those of you that, have found the vibration of faith in your heart, you understand that regardless what happens in your life, if there was a wall of water coming, I took a picture and posted it on Instagram recently of a picture I took in the Midwest on my Snapnax account. I put in, and it looks like a wave is crashing over Omaha, Nebraska. And then I took that picture years ago. I've posted it here and there because it's a cool freaking badass picture. And then channels like Don't Drink the Kool-Aid, they make their videos and share their perceptions as they understand it. And then they show videos of like other people's that send them pictures of clouds that look like, because sometimes people, think that's the worst thing in the world that can happen. Well, just, there's representations of the worst thing that can happen. Fear's fear. That's what everybody's experiencing. People that ain't never been afraid, that have always been secure, that have never had to worry about things. Those people are weird to me. I don't know how they dodged the bullet for so long. I don't understand, because I've been experiencing trauma since I was 10 months old. Like traumatic shit, And then, so when people say things to me like, you need to get over it, and then I start going down the list, I'm like, oh, I've gotten over it, and here's an example of all the things that I've gotten over that they experience cognitive dissonance, because they don't understand how someone can go through all those things and just be okay. So even if, I live in Oregon, I'm trying to get someplace else, but it don't matter what, what our fate is, as long as me and Mom and the dogs are together, If we saw a wall of water, I'll be painting her nails, because she loves it. She freaking loves it. She keeps saying, every time I walk, oh, they're so pretty. I love this color. It raises her vibe. And then we engage, and I'm going to go in. There's the movie I've been wanting to watch, The Forgotten Husband or something like that on Netflix. And we'll watch a movie together. It's just spending time together and loving on each other and, hanging out. And that's what life is all about, until things start getting going and the control freaks start freaking burning themselves out like little baby kids that need a nap. It's like, go burn yourself out, and then the freaking grown-ups will come in. Us balanced people are coming with the ideas of how to fix some shit, So, some of the notes I made today, based on the talk that I listened to on Dolores Cannon, and Donna Lynn, see, it's like we all contain information and data in us of stuff that we just know based on our DNA, our contents of our spirit, our energetic stamp that has traveled incarnation and incarnation for hundreds and thousands and millions and forever and all time, and we can experience time that hasn't happened yet in our dreams. And then I mean, it's just all, people are figuring it out. I mean, people, before we know it, we're going to be living in an umbrella academy, you know. It's just the maniacal have been taken over, you know, using all the tricks that we know, that, you know, the shared collective consciousness. I mean, we already have alien technology. It already exists. It's just that the big proponents like Google and all of them, anyone who's any big huge organization that is collecting data, the stuff that they're collecting data is to use all this shared collective consciousness, and then they're doing their evil bidding with it, but we're not profiting. Hey, if you want to know what's in my search, I don't care, just, you know, drop me some cat, you know, you want to know where I go, you know, if you want to track my location and all that stuff, just drop me some, you know, just I'm an open book anyway. I share everything I know here. The crows always let me know someone was walking by right when they started, like, hey, check out this clown. Marge. Okay, I did. That's so rad. Birds always tell me who's up. They're like, birds or animals are just rad. I can't wait till people start like intercepting and all that, because they always tell us what's up. Just people are like, oh, shut up, bird. You loud bird. That bird's loud. You hear that bird? He's so loud. So I was thinking about that when listening to Don Lynn's talk, that we already have alien technology. People just got greedy with it. Like, think about it. And I've talked about this in videos before, but my shit goes, I talk every day a lot, and stuff gets lost in obscurity. So remember in Facebook, it's one of those videos that circulates, and it's, to me, it looks like it's like in a bayou, like in somewhere around Louisiana, where there's coast, and then a waterfront reaches the inlet of coast, and then a lightning strikes, and it sends a pulse, and like, that's induction, is what that is, you know. I have ideas on how but see, the thing of it is the people are being kept separate. The people, with the real smart people, like the, you know, Teslas and stuff like that, and the people that, like, they're all being like, no, you're just crazy, that's stupid, write down every fucking thing they say. It's that shit, you know. But the thing of it is, I'm a free open book. I'm here to give people that information and that knowledge, because it's not mine. I just meditate and tap into the frequencies of the same spirits that have passed on, that are still living in these vibrations, like the Teslas, you know, Jesus, whatever great being that is more about the collective good for the collective, over if they're gonna get to catch the sensation they've been chasing sensations and doing crazy pervy shit, you know, all that stuff that they've been acting like, instead of what's good for everybody. Because I know people like me and I know people got good ideas about stuff, and it doesn't cost millions and billions and trillions of dollars. It's just people getting together and using resources that already exist, you know. But people got out of hand, got greedy, so now they're getting the karma for that. Yeah, see, because I just go listen to her talk. She only talks about the good stuff for like about a half hour. Is like, she hits the solid points where she talks about the people, the visitors. You know, that's the thing, is we're like an alien ant farm, as I understand it, okay? But they want us to prosper. because we're here, because we're supposed to take care of the earth. And they, so like, and they talk a lot about working with animal DNA and stuff like that. Everybody's like, oh, reptile, Draco, lizard. But it's like, if you had a loved one that lost a limb, because I talk about lizards, the yellow belly and the blue belly lizards that they use. I can't remember which one it was, but one variety, it would lose its tail when a predator would grab it. That's its defense. It would lose it, but then it would grow it back. And so, what if they incorporated that into human, and people could grow back limbs and bones and things like that? I mean, how many people would be like, that's, I mean, it's like, not everything is satanic. Yeah, there's a lot of dark and dirty shit, but if you just keep more light in that stuff, then things are going to be okay. Starfish, they do it too. Starfish, they grow their limbs back. So, I mean, are people going to, just, maybe it would work with squirrels. Maybe Nubbins, the squirrel, could get his tail back. I think he lost his to, I don't know. I ain't never seen a squirrel that didn't have a tail like that. It's kind of a trip. Anyway, Donna Lynn was also talking about simultaneous invention, about all these, that's why auto cars and engineers and like all these inventions and all these same theme kind of movies come out at the same time, like Armageddon and all those, different production companies and all that, but same end of year. This is her stuff. I'm using her stuff as examples. And it also falls in, they call it multiple discovery, when people are like coming up with all that. It's shared collective consciousness. There's only so many ideas that a human being can think of. There's only so many things that somebody could think of, come up to do, but there's so many people that just selectively do a very unimaginative, very uncreative, sheepish, human farming type, just do what I do, not as I say, patriarchal bullshit. And that's the story of astrology. It's just, people are waking up saying, hey, that ain't true. Hey, what you say ain't real. Hey, or the control freaks aren't going to win because people are just going to be like, aren't having it no more. And the simultaneous invention and multiple discovery reminded me of a story that I heard from Rick Levine when he did one of his talks about the clock shop, where the Swiss clockmaker or whatever, he would dial up all the clocks. I don't know why someone would walk through the shop every single night. He didn't want to go home, I guess, but he would dial up wind all the clocks up, and when he would leave, they'd all be all wonky and swaying in different rhythms and whatnot, and then when he'd come in the morning, they'd all sync up. It's the same thing. Energy is just thought, and that is just transferred in light through light and cables, and I mean, there's no wires on my laptop right now, and one day I'll be able to just freaking lay in my bed with my laptop off and just think about these things, and people that vibe like me will tune into it, and you can just cut out the middleman, really. That's how it's gonna be. I mean, that's why they're all struggling, freaking out. Old boy died, 96 years old, the Viacom master. I mean, all these paradigms, all these old ways are freaking dying off. It's a new world. Every day we go to sleep and we wake up to a new earth. It's always been like that. Now it's just happened at such a freaking insane rapid rate that people just, they're freaking don't even know how to hold on or let go or handle it. It's like their parents are, their kids, what do we do now, Daddy? Daddy's like, I don't know. Or that guy, that freaking, all the tragedy of all the people that are, the dad's losing his whole entire family, and freaking all the crazy stuff, man. It is the apocalypse. So everything syncs up, even the TikTok, and you get so many greedy people that 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 vibe so low. I mean, they all start doing the same stuff. The good news is more people are deciding, hey man, I don't want to live like that no more. I don't want to. Life is too short. I don't want to live no vibe no more. So they're coming into their own power, and they're turning around. Nobody's beyond forgiveness. Nobody is. I don't hold no ill will to nobody that's ever seemingly done anything to me, because I know I've done it all, and I hope that people find it in their heart to recognize that every day I'm just trying to be a better version of myself than I was yesterday, but hopefully not as good as I am potentially can be tomorrow. So, I don't know how long I've been running my mouth. I think I said all my notes, everything I wanted to say in my notes. Hello. 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 There's so many. There's a. There was that show on Netflix. Netflix. Apocalypse Netflix 2020. What's it called? It's a cheesy, campy, freaking kids series. It's a series, actually. It's not a movie. It never finds the stuff that I want it to find. Never. I was thinking about that the other day. About if I'd be willing to do that. If like the whole chip thing. Do you get a chip? No, I'm not, never gonna put a chip in me, and nobody's gonna remote control me. Nobody's gonna remote control me. People are remote controlled without chips every freaking day. But anyway, but if I could like do that and like get all my technologies to sync up. But the thing of it is I don't have faith in the programmers. Not maybe in the next few years. Once people start merging science and spirituality more, man, it's gonna be freaking the Black Panther in real life, that kind of technology. I know it. I already know it. It's already happening. It already exists. We just aren't privy to it. But once the control freaks freaking short out, freaking all combust, and turnover is complete. Turnover, man. I'm hunkering down this weekend. I might go out tomorrow and go to the store, buy an extra fan, because it's supposed to be 101 where I am. Which, to me, that ain't nothing. I was thinking about that. I was told a guy at the laundromat that story today. To get into the Air Force, I had to lose like 36 pounds. And I did it in less than 3 months. And I stayed with Mom in Anderson. And there's this route that I would do that was like 3.2 miles. And I could map it out. Like on them, I could show, like, and I did it 3 times a day. I'd get up and I'd do it at 5 o'clock in the morning, and then I'd do it in the heat of the day at noon, and then I'd do it in the evening about 5 or 6. And I wasn't eating a lot. I was going back and forth between the cabbage soup diet that they gave me, the recruiter, and then a heart diet that they got from doctors that would give to heart patients so they could lose weight with the quickness. That's what the recruiter gives you. Just, hurry, make it happen. So I did that 3 times a day, and it's 3.2 miles, so 9.6 miles a day, 5 days a week. And sometimes I do it with the plastic bag on. And I wouldn't run because I had bad ankles. I'd sometimes kind of scoot, to get in the habit. But you hardly run in basic training in the Air Force. Anyway. And then I remember There were 11 days, consecutive days, that the temperature was over 110 degrees. For over 11 I wussified. Like, it's a different kind of heat. Anything over 100 to me, but now it's just like weird. Like, if I live in a city, that's the thing, is I don't just feel the heat from up top. I'm so sensitive now. I feel the heat from underneath. And freaking the idiots in freaking Salem, Oregon, all the streets are freaking black, and that just absorbs the heat and holds the kinetic energy. So I'm just waiting for the freaking faulty valves to start freaking popping off here, you know. There's so much bad karma on the 45th parallel. So much bad. I mean, think about it. It's the halfway point between the equator and the North Pole, or where it once was, you know? So it's like every city on the 45th parallel, you know? It's a sum total of all parts. Everybody on that, and mostly 51% of the percentage of the population right now is so freaking evil and nasty in some capacity that it's making all kind of stuff go wonky. It's making stuff go weird and wonky. All people got to do is meditate, get quiet, learn about themselves, learn about your astrology, get into your charts. Because once you have an understanding about yourself, once you understand everything, that there's a reason why you do everything, then you take that knowledge and that knowing and you take it out, and everybody you see, you're like, huh, but they're going through the, I can understand. You can't be a dick when you understand shit. I mean, you can, but it's like, why would you? Why incur the karma? Unless you feel like it. And I'm Heyokas. Sometimes I do. I got this one, the offs. The T-shirt. I got a story behind every T-shirt I have. This one is, I saw them in Council Tucky, Council Bluffs, Iowa. There's a casino there, so a lot of names. Would travel through. I saw the Eagles. That was a cool show. The days of the concerts are over like that. Where was I? When was this? 2014. That's what I was looking at. I saw them with Bad Religion. And I wanted to see Bad Religion since I was a little kid. I should have just saw them when I was younger. Because they got, whatever. It was alright. I always leave early. I do that in concerts too. I don't care about that. I know what the song sounds. I don't need to, as long as I can avoid parking or get out, avoid traffic. I'm the lever. Everything's strategy for me. Everything's planning, and I'll sacrifice the end of a song. I went with some friends one time to see Tool. How come people aren't busting that guy out yet? Where are all the stories about him? I know they're there. I know they're there. How come nobody's talking? I don't want to see, because I don't like Tool. It's not my vibe. It's just he's like the white man's R. Kelly as far as I'm concerned. People have been reporting on him for years and years, and it's just, how come he's so guarded? I watch their shows, and it's just like, oh my God. Just because you can do shit doesn't mean you oughta. Just the production. It's like, oh my God, you could have done a cartoon and saved a whole lot of money. It's like, and then to travel, it's just so arrogant and so egotistical. It's just so too much. That's why there's, that's why the earth is changing. That's why everything's different. That's why things are just gonna keep getting weirder. All the old men, all the grandpas, all these masculine freaking, retired military are gonna put on a pretty dress and their pumps and start walking up the street and deciding that, hey, I saw a 90-year-old grandpa came out recently. I'm gay. Good for you, man. Everybody's a little gay. anybody that's like, no, they're not, absolutely not. They're a little too curious about stuff. You should just freaking try it and see if you like it. And if you do, then let it fit, you know? Keep it. If you don't, no need to freaking bash it, you know? Leave the fucking kids alone. All that shit's coming out. Leave those kids alone. Pink Floyd The Wall. Animals too. Animals too. There's some weird, no vibrational, creepy creepertons in the planet, man, and they're just all. Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and do whatever I can because I'm gonna be sought out. I'm going to be found out real soon, and then we're gonna have more of these little nooses all over the place. One of my first jobs I worked at Carter House Science Museum in Redding, California. Now it's fucking Turtle Bay and some shit like that. I love turtles, and just the idea that it's all money, politics, bullshit, prime property, and the important people, and membership being required, and the bonuses and whatnot of membership. And there's no spirit in that. So anyway, they do taught me how to how to freaking tie a noose. He came to show us the kids, like, and then like they got to propel down a little wall and stuff. It was cool, man. That's how I always envisioned about having like a day camp or even a night camp. Just like, you know, come freaking hang out. I'll make you dinner and you can go camp in the backyard, and I'll come out and I'll show you where the stars are, and I'll teach you how to navigate things by the stars. And you know, maybe we can go on an evening hike up and walk up Mount Shasta. You know, go over to Lake Siskiyou, have a picnic. You know, just people exchanging information because people want to freaking. People come from all over. Mom always says, you know, people come from all over the world. Go to Mount Shasta. I'm like, yeah, Mom. I've been drawn to that place my whole life, so I'm gonna go live by her. The 3 sisters are about to be the 5 sisters. So it's nice and quiet. You know, people come visit, but they don't stay. And they're there for a reason to get. And the people that go there are people that are like me that freaking respect her and love her and recognize her for who and what she is. She's Earth's first chakra, and she's a portal to all dimensions, inner and outer Earth. And for people that are open to receiving frequencies like me, I'm excited to see all the things that I'll see. And then if I'm allowed, I'll bring my camera along, and if they're cool with it, I'll be able to take pictures, you know? That's how it's going to start. A lot of people are going to start being okay with fairies and frickin' extra earthly beings, because some of us already are and have been for a long, long time. Anyway, I think that's about all I got